1988. What happened in 1988? Besides some guy playing in Edmonton getting traded to LA. If you know, you know. January 12th. Willie Stargell, the only player elected into the Hall of Fame by the Baseball Writers Committee. Yeah, the Baseball Writers Association. 17th player to get in on the first try. Jim Bunning was 4 votes short of making it. March 1st, nobody was chosen for the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. Nobody. First time that happened since 1956. On the roster who was passed, Gil Hodges, Leo DeRocher, and Joe Gordon, and Phil Rizzuto were the notables that were passed. April 29th, Baltimore beats Chicago 9-0. April 29th, Baltimore beats Chicago 9-0. First win of the season. They started the season 0-21. Yeah, it didn't get any better after that for them. As you'll find out when we get to the standings. June 18th, Los Angeles signs undrafted free agent Pedro Martinez. Ever heard of him? I have. I'm sure you have too. Yeah, July 12th, at the All-Star Game at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. American League 2, National League 1. July 27th, Texas signs undrafted free agent Ivan Rodriguez. Oh yeah, he was a mediocre catcher. He wasn't that good. He was pretty damn good. August 9th, Cubs win first night game at Wrigley Field, 6-4 over the Mets. They tried to get started the night before, but rain kind of decided, yeah, we're going to mess you up. We're going to make you wait another night. So August 9th, Cubs win the first night game at Wrigley Field. September 16th, Tom Browning is the second left-hander to throw a perfect game. A 1-0 Cincinnati win over Los Angeles. Los Angeles was the last lefty, last and first lefty to throw a perfect game, and his name was Sandy Koufax in 1965. September 17th, Jeff Reardon is the first pitcher to record 40 saves in one season in both the American League, the 1988 season with Minnesota, and in the National League. Had 41 saves in 1985 with Montreal. September 20th, Wade Boggs was the first to have 200-plus hits in 6 straight seasons, and the second to have 200-plus hits and 100-plus walks in the same season for 3 straight seasons. First being Lou Gehrig. We go back into January on the 22nd, January 22nd, an arbitrator Thomas Roberts declares that 7 players are at no risk Let's try this again. January 22nd, an arbitrator Thomas Rogers declares that 7 players are no risk free agents until March 1st, as a result of a 1985 collusion suit, Players Association 1985 collusion lawsuit, which all the owners plus both presidents colluded to prevent free agents from signing elsewhere. So it was basically a collusion to not improve your team. One of those ends up signing with the Dodgers on the 29th of January, that being Kirk Gibson. And he will have a key later in the season. Season stats. Wade Boggs of Boston, .366 average. Led the majors. Jose Canseco of Oakland had 42 home runs, which led the majors, and had 124 RBIs, which led the majors. Frank Viola of Minnesota, 24 wins, led the majors. Alan Anderson, Minnesota pitcher who had a 2.45 ERA, which led the American League. And Roger Clemens of Boston had 291 strikeouts, which led the majors. 5 or 6 categories of major league leaders. National League. Tony Gwynn of San Diego, .313 average, led the National League. Darryl Strawberry of the Mets, 39 home runs, led the National League. Will Clark of San Francisco, 109 RBIs, led the National League. Earl Hershiser of Los Angeles and Danny Jackson of Cincinnati, 23 wins, tied for the National League lead. Joe McGravy of St. Louis, 2.18 ERA. No, that's actually Joe McGraney of St. Louis, 2.18 ERA, led the majors. Nolan Ryan of Houston, 228 strikeouts, which led the National League. American League, now we do the standings. American League East, Boston Red Sox takes the Eastern Division, 89 and 73. Oof. Detroit went 88 and 74, one back. Milwaukee and Toronto each go 87 and 75, two back. 85 and 76 went the Yankees, 3.5 back. Cleveland goes 78 and 84, 11 back. And the aforementioned Baltimore Orioles, who started 0 and 21, finished at 54 and 107, 34.5 back. 54 wins, 107 losses. Yeah, that's bad. Now you go to the other end of the spectrum, Oakland A's, 104 wins, 58 losses. Tasted American League West. Minnesota goes 91 and 71, 13 back. Kansas City goes 84 and 77, 19.5 back. California goes 75 and 87, 29 back. Chicago goes 71 and 90, 32.5 back. Texas goes 70 and 91, 33.5 back. Seattle goes 68 and 93, 35.5 back. National League. New York Mets go 160 on their way to their Eastern Division title. Second one in 3 years. Pittsburgh goes 85 and 75, 15 back. Yeah, that's how good the Mets were that season too. Montreal goes 81 and 81, 20 back. Chicago goes 77 and 85, 24 back. St. Louis goes 76 and 86, 25 back. And Philadelphia goes 65 and 96, 35.5 back. National League West. Los Angeles takes the division, 94 and 67. Cincinnati goes 87 and 74, 7 back. San Diego goes 83 and 78, 11 back. San Francisco goes 83 and 79, 11.5 back. Houston goes 82 and 80, 12.5 back. And Atlanta, who had as bad a season as Baltimore, but I don't think they had a 21-game losing streak in there, unless they did and we don't know about it. 54 wins, 106 losses, 39.5 back. Now we go to the American League Championship Series between Oakland and Boston. Oakland's home games were at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Boston's home games were at Fenway Park, and this wasn't much of a series. Game 1, October 5th, in Boston. Oakland 2, Boston 1. Game 2, October 6th, in Boston. Oakland 4, Boston 3. Game 3 on October 8th, Oakland in Oakland. Oakland 10, Boston 6. And October 9th, Game 4 in Oakland. Oakland 4, Boston 1. The Oakland A's are going to the World Series for the first time since 1974. And they won it that year. Yeah, they won it that year. National League Championship Series. LA's home games were at Dodger Stadium. New York Mets home games were at Shea Stadium. Game 1, October 4th in LA. Mets 3, Dodgers 2. Game 2 on October 5th in LA. Dodgers 6, Mets 3, 1-1 there. Game 3, October 8th in New York. Mets 8, Dodgers 4. Game 4, October 9th in New York. Dodgers 5, Mets 4 in 12 innings. Game 5, October 10th in New York. Dodgers 7, Mets 4. That is a 3-2 lead for the Dodgers. Going back to LA. Game 6 on October 11th in Los Angeles. Mets 5, Dodgers 1, which sets up a Game 7 October 12th in Los Angeles, in which the Dodgers win 6-0. The Los Angeles Dodgers are going to the World Series versus the Oakland A's. How about that, a California series? So, obviously less travel. So, Game 1, October 15th in LA. Dodgers 5, Oakland 4, in which they give up a grand slam to start the game, and they chip away at it and make it go into the bottom of the ninth. Down 4-3. Dennis Eckers leads on to close the game out. After getting 2 outs, Eric Davis walks. Up comes Kirk Gibson, and after looking pretty dreadful the first 2 strikes, somehow Kirk Gibson works to count to 3-2. And after fouling off the eighth pitch at the at-bat, with a bum left hamstring and a swollen right knee, somehow launches the 9th pitch of the at-bat into the right field seats. Wins Game 1. Kirk Gibson of the Los Angeles Dodgers wins Game 1 5-4. And how about that? Give up a grand slam and you still win 5-4. Nice way to start. That was a good way to start the series for the Dodgers. At that home run. So Dodgers win Game 1 5-4. Game 2 October 16th in Los Angeles. Dodgers win 6-0. Game 3 on October 18th in Oakland. A's win 2-1. Game 4 October 19th in Oakland. Dodgers win 4-3. 1 game away from the World Series. And they do so on October 20th. Dodgers 5, Oakland 2. So that at-bat by Kirk Gibson in Game 1 was his only at-bat, and he made it count. So, Game 1 was also the team that hit a grand slam, loses the game, and they ultimately lost the World Series, which the A's did. So that's the Dodgers' like 8th or 9th World Series. You don't see the Dodgers into the World Series again until I think 2017, and 2017, and they don't see them win again until like 2020. So they don't win another one for another 32 years. So, anyways, that's the 1988 season in a nutshell. Tomorrow, the 1989 season. And there's a few dark clouds that hung over the season, and you'll find out tomorrow why. Until then, stay tuned.